Gentlemen, who out there remembers when I used to sell men's accessories? Necklaces, leather necklaces, bracelets, those sort of things. Remember? Well, I don't sell them anymore. The main reason is because I just don't have the time to sit around and string beads for each order that I would get in. You know, I never sold a ton of them, but I, sold enough just to be annoying to myself to actually make them. But since I don't sell them anymore, I thought that there is no harm in showing you how easy it is to make the beaded bracelets. So today we're actually going to go over and I'm going to show you how to make your own bracelet accessories. The first thing you're going to need to do is actually locate a store that sells jewelry making or crafting material. Now, you may not be familiar with those type of stores because you're not into scrapbooking and quilting, but they're out there. Some popular stores here in the US are Michael's, Hancock Fabric, Joann Fabric. Pretty much fabric stores, anywhere they do crafting, you're going to be able to find the stuff that you're going to need to make your own accessories. Me personally, I actually found a store in Atlanta that sells pretty much nothing but beads, and so I would go there. They have a better selection. And if you're looking for some of those high-end, sort of nicer beads, you can always visit the website firemountaingems.com. There's a link to that below. There they have a huge selection of jewelry making stuff. I think a lot of the suppliers, they are a supplier or a wholesaler to a lot of these smaller independent bead and jewelry making places. So, first thing is find your stuff. So, take a look, see what you can find. Here is my assortment of different beads and jewelry making stuff. Here's my little box. I've got everything I need in here for making jewelry. You've got different colored beads, all different beads. You've got different pieces of metal, and do you really care about this? You don't care about this. Let's get back to making a bracelet, shall we? Alright, so here's what you're going to need to make a bracelet. First thing, you're going to need something to cut the string with. And the string is actually going to be this special jewelry stretchy cord. It's like magic string. And what it is, it's super heavy duty. It's elastic or it's rubber. And this stuff is very difficult to break. And it's perfect for bracelets, stretchy bracelets. You're also going to need a tape measure. You're going to need some jewelry making cement. This is just to reinforce the knot that you're going to make when you're finished with your bracelet. You're also going to need to pick a string of beads. Today I'm actually going to do a red bracelet. This string cost me $6 and was a bit longer. I actually have made a jewelry or a bracelet before this one actually, and I think it's like 18 inches for like $6. But there are different beads, different price points. You're also going to need one bead with a larger hole, and it's going to be something silver. This one was a little skull that I'm going to use. I don't even know if you can see that. Can you see that? Anyway, little skull. You can get them if you're not into skulls. You can get them in all different shapes and things. And basically, this is just to cover the knot that you're going to make. First thing you're going to want to do is actually measure your wrist to see what size or length you're going to make. My wrist is about 7 inches, so we're going to lay the 7-inch this out. And this is just going to be a reference. What you're going to do is you're going to take the magic string. Actually, what you can do, it makes it easier, is measure the beads to 7 inches. And then you're going to leave one extra little spacer a little bit longer than 7 so that it's not going to be too tight. So right here we know that's how many beads we're going to actually need. What you're going to do, you're going to take your string, your magic string, and just start stringing beads. Okay? Boop, just like that. Alright, so here we go. We've strung 7 inches. Now you're going to actually snip the end that is attached to this. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so we've got the bracelet, it's all strung. You're going to add your knot cover at the end. Then what you're going to do, very carefully, you're going to thread it and tie a knot, okay? This stuff is really, really elastic, so don't be afraid to tug on it a little bit. I suggest tying 4 knots. 1, 2, really tug on it, don't be afraid. 3, and 4. And what you're left with, I'm not sure if the camera's going to be able to zoom, but you're left with a little knot. And what we're going to do is now take the glue and put a dab of this on that knot. So you're going to expose the knot, get a drop, and put it right on there. Okay, make sure that you covered the knot that you formed pretty well. Now, you're going to take these long strings, okay, that are still attached. You're going to snip them off pretty short. And what you're left with is a little knot then that is going to be covered by that little skull or whatever knot cover you want. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. And when you're done, you are left with your very own custom beaded bracelet. You can have a lot of fun. You can do different colors. You can do different types of knot covering. You could wear 1, wear 2, wear 3. Either way, it's pretty easy, and it's definitely a lot more cost effective than buying them from somewhere else. Make your own. Plus, it's a cool story. Somebody asks you about it, you're like, yeah, I made it. They're like, what? What? And everybody loves somebody who is crafty. So that is your little craft lesson, Alpha M style, of the day.